Yo, what is going on? We are back with another episode of The Messenger. And today I've been thinking about this topic for I want to say a couple weeks now. Couple days, and it's really just this ongoing battle, this eternal battle that we have between men and women. Man, it's crazy, you know. So many who's supposed to do what, how it's supposed to be done, when it's supposed to be done, and who not supposed to do nothing. You know, these battles here, we really, it's something we'll never be able to fix, you know. So I try to tell a lot of folks, just do what makes you happy, you know. Do what works for you. You know, hold on, sorry. Gotta get a little deuce, you know. Gotta get your system going. But as I was saying, yeah, there's just too many opinions out there that's really messing up the game. You know, everybody, a lot of females dictating what men's supposed to do. You know, and I always try to tell men to stay out of women's business. But women need to stay out of men's business also. You know, there's a difference between what's required for you in your situation and required for everyone. You know, there is no one way a man's supposed to be. There is no one way a woman's supposed to be. You know, there's it's a big different generation from what we. Sheesh. If we actually go back and if we sit down and break down the gaps, the generational gaps of what women are doing nowadays when it comes towards the 50s, between the 70s, and then the 70s, between the 90s and the 90s and the 2000s. I want to say roughly 2000s, between the 90s and the 2010s and to 2010 and to now. It's way different, you know. And who am I to say if it's getting better or it's getting worse? I don't know. All I know is just it's constantly evolving. And from what I have observed through my time in living, especially now with the social media era, I think a lot of dudes are quote unquote intimidated by how women are reacting, and basically reacting now when it comes to this big standpoint, you know. Nowadays it's not the best, but women are getting paid more, you know. Women are still underpaid, but they're getting paid more than they were before. It's a lot of women out there making way more money than men. So the need for a man is small, you know. And these women are definitely let you know, look, I don't need you. Like, what are you bringing? You know, as they quote unquote say, what are you bringing to the table? And I think that's where we at right now. That is so much of that is at a standoff, because women are letting it be known. Look, like, I don't need you. I'm owning myself. I'm embodying myself. I'm expressing myself without a man. You know, the typical saying is the female's supposed to be behind the dude when it comes to a relationship or whatnot. It's a lot of women taking the lead, you know, and a lot of men don't like that, and they're talking shit about it, you know. Me personally, I'm not gonna down anyone when it comes to their decisions of how they choose to carry themselves or carry a stigma. But one thing I'm not gonna do, I'm not gonna be intimidated by it. You know, I congratulate women when it comes to like owning your situation. You know, not being belittled by someone, most definitely a man, because a lot of these cats, a lot of honestly dudes, like you guys need to sit back and ask yourself, like, are you someone that can be a leader? Like, can you lead someone to a destination of happiness? You know, do you know that path? And if you're not happy yourself first, how the hell you gonna lead somebody to happiness? You know, lead someone to just a comfortable mind state and a level of living that a person don't gotta worry about nothing as long as they're behind you. Think about that. Can you do that? If you can, why haven't you done it for yourself already? Why haven't you showed your friends how to do it? You know. And me personally, I always said I believe the woman determines the alpha male. Me saying that because it's a lot of, you can't be a self-proclaimed alpha male. You feel me? If you ever look back at videos when it comes to animals and prides and everything, they don't just wake up. A lion don't just wake up and roar and say, "Yeah, I'm the alpha." No, he actually has to prove that. You know, and when it comes to that lion proving that, it's about, you know, they gotta basically put on a fight. So a lot of these dudes haven't put on that fight, and just waking up and be like, yeah, like I'm this self-proclaimed alpha male, like follow me. You haven't shown the strength to follow you, so why would somebody do that? Some people don't know how to be an alpha, you know? And I think I don't think you're born an alpha. You know, you start off as that one that follow within a pack, and as experiences and time goes by, you end up branching off and developing this aura around you. This I don't want to even call it a masculinity. It's just quote unquote the main, you know. If you develop this main around you, then that shows that strength, you know, that you don't have to say it, you know. It just, people can feel it when you walk in the room, you know. It's a certain type of vibration that you give off, a certain type of energy that you get up when you walk in the room. They'll be like, okay, yeah, that's him. And I think fellas, we need to identify that first, you know, within ourselves, you know, because it's okay, you know, and especially in this generation, like, you know, some women don't quote unquote need are not looking for a leader. They're looking for a partner, you know. And when I'm saying partner, I'm saying 50-50. You know, we do everything together. Neither one of us have to outshine each other. You feel me? You know, so whatever you lack in, she pick up, yeah. And it's not nothing bad. I promise you, yo. You know, some people need that person that can pick up behind them, you know. And what works for you won't work for the next person, but what don't work for the next person can work for you. So stop trying to compare your situations to each other, you know. Do what's best for you. But I also think the biggest realization that I came about is once I started breaking down the timeline when it came to the development of women. This is just my personal opinion too. So if we look back at our grandfathers, great grandfathers, sorts, 93% of them are not good husbands, yo. They grew up in the era where they was just like, look, I bring home the money. I work, I put a roof over y'all head, clothes on y'all, over y'all back. Your grandmother took care of the kids, made sure food was ready. The majority of times he had another family on the other side of town. And then like, and that's cold hard honesty. Like, seriously. That's how it was, And that was coming from a time when women wasn't allowed to work, women wasn't allowed to have bank accounts, shit like that. So think about that. I think women weren't able to start having bank accounts until I want to say around 1960s. Like I said, 1960s. I think 1960s. 1960s to 1970s. I think it was in between that gap. But and so now, like I said, that's your great grandfather or your grandfather. So now let's trickle down into your parents, our parents' generation. Where let's say roughly around the 70s. So those 70s and 80s kids, they basically their mother, not have a job when you don't depending on the grandfather, and they start to slowly realize, look, I don't want to be like that. So then when they become parents or whatnot, they have jobs, but then again also that's the generation of fathers wasn't around, either in and out of jail or just deadbeats, so now, like, those kids, those late 80s and then 90s kids are seeing their mother being raising kids like with no father around, which is my generation. And the son is now developing that attitude to go out in the streets and get it by any means, take care of the mother. So he's tired of seeing his mother struggling, while the daughter sits back just watching, watching her mother, the mother struggle, and being disrespected by a man, and a man not taking care of kids. Now she also grows up without a father, Some kids had some daughters had their fathers, some didn't. But now we dig into my generation of women to where now that they're older, they're like, look, I'm not finna lay up with no dude and just have his kids so he can dip. Some women fell victim to it. Some didn't. And now those women who didn't fall victim to it, they own it themselves. They're like, look, like, I'm not saying they put a price on them, but they know their worth. They're like, look, like I'm making way more money. There's a lot of kids that's my age, around between 25 to 32, that's making more money than their parents, and they making more money than they do. A lot of women are making way more money than men without having to break their bodies. A lot of men that's making a lot of money when it comes to the infrastructure of field, they're killing their bodies. Their body's not going to be worth much later on down the line. While a lot of women out here going to school, pursuing their dreams, not letting the dude get in their way, and owning themselves and owning their sexuality and being comfortable with themselves, and it's intimidating to a lot of men. A lot of men don't know how to handle it, so they're like, oh nah, like Women nowadays, they doing this and that. Like, listen, no, women nowadays just ain't with the bullshit. But also, like, man, you just gotta identify who you are, be the best person that you can be, and stop worrying about what how society is portraying women, and just look for the woman that you want. It's a reason why women develop the way they have. You know, kind of our fault. Honestly, if we was taking care of business, there would be more open arms to us. But we done did a lot of bullshit when it comes to abuse, when it comes to just not being there. And yeah, so we can't get mad about how they evolve. You know, appreciate them up close, appreciate them from a distance. You know, so like I say, it's a lot of tension between men and women. Sooner or later, I hope it stops. You know. I want every man to be the best man he can be. What he's trying to be. I want every woman out there to flourish, you know. You see heights that they didn't expect. You know me, I'm a guy of peace, you know. Rather peace, love, and positivity, you know. I'm not really into the backlash and, you know, just the knick-knack at each other. You know. Not gonna. We gotta coexist with each other, honestly. So the bashing is something I won't do. I'll leave it up to somebody else. But yeah, it's the ending for today. You know, let's break this tension. Love everyone. Peace, love, and positivity. Stay safe. Stay positive. Stay dangerous. Peace.